So, here's what I'm trying to say, okay? You take science, you analyze the way things work in the physical world, all right? You take religion or whatever you as an individual consider to be spiritual, and you look into how things that science can't really explain work. Take one fact from the smartest person you know in every walk of life and put together a life philosophy. It takes years to do this, but you'll just think back when you're in that situation on the when it happened, and that person, who you for some reason trust was there, and so go ahead and apply it to whatever's happening. Anyway, prime numbers are important because they contain one piece of information. The number 3, the number 17. So when you have chaos on the far end of the same spectrum that noise is on, we dial for the patterns, right? So it's like all of that sharpening will eventually boil down to a single point of information. And prime numbers are like the structure, like the root, like the center of the infinite pool of numbers that exist, which is why you can get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to discover a new prime number in this modern era. They're thousands of digits long at this point, but foundationally, science, at least in this world, the scientific community is held to a standard. You know what I'm saying? Not going to go there, but at least science will admit when it doesn't know and has a standard model of, principles that if aren't followed, smart people will discredit that as fake science, not science. So, I'm just saying, from the paradigm we have, we need to analyze things with a methodological, step-by-step process to keep out all the bullshit. And then for the things that science can't explain, we need religion. Because before science, we shared our stories of experience. What actually even happens to you? What happens? Because when you think about what it means to have an experience, leaving out every other individual, how can you have your own experience? Well, I guess you could go watch the stars, and that's what they did. And they told stories that they got from the stars. And alone in the woods looking at the patterns in the leaves and stuff. And this is how spirituality is formed, being one with your surroundings. And, every time you come to a conclusion, here's something that I promise you. If you think something is finite, give it 10 years and then think about it again. Think about the truth that you hold most fundamental. And 5 years from now, see if it still applies. But back to the point. Sacred geometry. Doors with mandalic aesthetics that have moving parts and locks made out of 5-dimensional hallucinations. if you can open one, a little slug might come out of the concrete and start telling you the meaning of life. They say that psychedelic experiences have levels. Well, that's because psychedelic experiences happen in a place that is not four-dimensional space. Therefore, we need a structure because that place is infinite. It is not bound to the fabric of the speed of light, you know what I mean? It's not. Imagine a cube with a circle on each face of its surface, right? And then draw a line connecting the edge of the circle to all 6 points of this cube. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of the cube will be the tips of the triangles that intersect the circle at every point. Now, this is to display transdimensionality, all right? At an intersection between a circle and a line, you have a point. You go from 2D shape, 1D line, 0D point. You know what I'm saying? And so if you have a 5D hypercube going through the circle, it will unlock all 10 dimensions for your psychedelic experience to happen. But also, you can just like shoot laser beams out of your eyes to get rid of excess energy, you know, and that has. A dimension is just a line. All the way left, all the way right, all the way forward, all the way back. That's 2 dimensions. All the way up, all the way down. That's 3 dimensions. So if you go all the way through time and you get to the end and you can't go forward anymore, time is a property of things that is influenced by their speed. Time is reversed on the other side of a black hole. For something that crosses the event horizon, space becomes time. And if we have dimensions where time goes left, right, forward, backward, up, down, then space would be on the other side of this singularity or black hole or whatever is causing them to be flipped. Juxtaposed to time here. You know what I mean? Arrow of time insinuates arrow of space. All you can do on the other side of a black hole is move forward. But as you do, or if you do, or when you do or don't, you are having anywhere, any direction around you to go through time, you know? The flow of time is controllable in that essence.